If you know the history of the Overseas, it is said to be a descendant of the original integrated watch from Vacheron back in 1976, the 222. While we can all relate and link the Overseas with the original release of 222, I genuinely hoped that this year Vacheron will release a return of the original model from 1976. Back then, it was the 222nd birthday of the brand, and this year, even the last month, was the opportunity where a return of 222 could have made sense. We had the second day of the second month of the 22nd year of this century, and then we had the 22nd day of the second month of the 22nd year. As crazy and almost non-serious it sounds, if we take out these baseless numbers to base the celebrations and release of new watches, there's really not much fun in watch collecting. There is so far no such reintroduction of 222 this year, but a part of me is still hoping and expecting that the original Vacheron design and the watch from the 70s will make the comeback. Vacheron released the Overseas model originally in 1996, and in this video, we are looking at the third generation of the Overseas, released in 2016. I've done a few videos on Overseas already and completed its comparison with Royal Oak too. So if you are interested in any of those videos or want to see a review on the blue dial or silver dial reference, the videos can be found on my channel too. In this video, we are looking at the black dial reference 4500V, which comes in a very beautiful lacquered treatment that offers this dial a depth and jet blackness that is arguably one of the darkest blacks around there, and you do enjoy and appreciate the experience that the watch has to offer. This dial is also, as we stand today, the only variant in the Overseas line where there is no sunburst lines or experience you can see. Rather, here the matte lacquer dial offers a unique experience to the blue and the silver dial Overseas. While all the blue, silver and black variations of the Overseas are truly beautiful and timeless watches in their form, looks and aesthetics, Vacheron specify on their website that the 222 has evolved to be the Overseas. This, as the Vacheron website state to be the story, to me personally is quite inaccurate and exaggerated, and I will explain why this is not quite true, and there still is an empty space left in the Vacheron's catalog without the 222. Evolution, as per its definition, is a gradual development of a product from its original looks. Evolution doesn't mean that you bin the original design and create a brand new design that has absolutely no relationship or resemblance with the original design. If you look at the 222's design and compare it with the Overseas, the only resemblance that these watches have is basically nothing. The dials are different. The dial hands are different. The bezel is entirely different. The bracelet design and aesthetics are different. Even the bracelet changed from the two-link system to one-link system. And above all, the most desirable attribute of 222 and its competitors being the Royal Oak and Nautilus was the thinness due to the JLC-powered movement inside these watches back in the 70s. Now if you compare this with the Overseas, it is anything but thin. Yes, there was an extra thin Overseas released a few years ago, but there was a limited edition run and is no longer available, which to me is another missed opportunity by Vacheron. I've said before and I will say again, Overseas is a thick and chunky watch. And when I say it's a chunky watch, this is a relative term. If you compare the Overseas with Royal Oak Jumbo or the Nautilus, it is actually much thicker and chunkier. But if you want to compare it with the likes of Rolex Submariner or Daytona, then yes, it is not chunkier. I think a better comparison of Overseas is AP and Patek and not a Rolex, hence the reason why it is a chunky watch for a hot horology piece. Especially when you remember that Vacheron have done an ultra thin Overseas but are not doing anymore. Aside from the design differences and the fact that Overseas is not technically an evolution of 222, its design is simply not historic enough that it can compete with the Royal Oak or a Nautilus. And the only genuine competitor from Vacheron that can compete with the Royal Oak and the Nautilus is really only the 222, being the original design, as historic and symbolic as the other two, and then as thin and iconic as the other two too. With this being said, we are still in the 2022 and I still hope and wish that Vacheron release the 222 in its original design, original thickness, or should I say thinness, and the very original vibe. On top of that, I wish it comes with an in-house movement, exhibition case back, quick bracelet change system like the Overseas, easy link or extensions in the clasp, hacking seconds hand for the movement, instead date change at midnight, 100 meters of water resistance, AR-coated crystal, and a similar lacquered dial. Back then, it was the 222nd birthday of the brand, and this time, it is the 2022 year for the legend to be born. And if this watch can come into existence and offer all the above, I don't know if there's a better dream watch for any watch admirer. To say that the reintroduction of such 222 in today's age may be the exit watch for many watch dreamers is not quite an overstatement. But then again, is there such a thing as exit watch?